Hello and welcome back to Bookish and welcome back to a Thursday video. This is going to be another tag. I did tag already this week, but circumstances here in Texas kind of limited my options and made me worry a little bit about time and getting things uploaded, and I have a lot of other stuff going on. I'll tell you the full story, hopefully my Saturday hodgepodge. But right now just know that I have power. We do not have water, but my daughter is in a far worse situation. She lives in the Austin area, and so if you if you have positive thoughts, please send them to her and not to me, because everybody here is fine, and we are among the lucky so far. I'll knock on wood there. But I thought I would do the Black History Month tag this Thursday because it is Black History Month, and if you watch my channel, you know that I am one of those people who observes Black History Month here on BookTube and in my life as well. So, I thought I would just do a real quick video and do this tag so I can have a video up on Thursday. So here we go. Question number one, what is a book everyone should be reading during Black History Month? It says to give one fiction and one nonfiction. So for the nonfiction, White Rage, I forgot to get a copy off the shelf, but White Rage by Carol Anderson is just remarkable. It's not that the information in the book is necessarily new, and this is kind of a theme I've been reading Cast this month as well, as you'll see. And this is kind of a theme with a lot of these books that are coming out now this year in terms of social justice, in terms of trying to achieve greater quality for African Americans. Is sometimes the information isn't new, but the way in which Anderson creates her argument, that I think proves that every time there is an advance by African Americans, every time they get more rights, a new form of white institutionalized racism is created by the white community and the white people in power to try to then regain control over African Americans and limit their options. So that would be a book that I would say is a nonfiction book I think everybody should be reading. All these books are going to have their critics, and that's fine. But I think that book is very good for that. And then for a book of fiction, take your pick from my favorite African American authors. If you haven't read Beloved by Toni Morrison, you should read it. If you haven't read Another Country or Go Tell on the Mountain by James Baldwin, you should read those. If you haven't read Invisible Man by Ralph Ellison, I think you should read that. There anyway. Lots of books that I think you should be reading in terms of fiction. Question 2, which black booktuber would you recommend watching and why? I've been watching a number of these videos over the last couple of days, and a lot of the black booktubers that I would draw your attention to or direct you to, people have already done. So I'm gonna mention Brianna. They recently changed the name of their channel to Rad Reads. It had been Brianna's Library, but they changed the name to Rad Reads, and that name fits perfectly. So if you have in your subscription feed this channel called Rad Reads, or you're looking for it, please look for it under that title. Brianna is a great reader of very serious social issue books, and she's an inspiration to me in terms of expanding my reading and expanding the way I think about issues. Please go and watch their channel and subscribe if you like the content. Prompt number 3 is, what is your favorite book written by a black author from an African country? All right, so this is difficult for me. This is an area of real weakness in my reading. I've mentioned before on my channel that my fiction reading for decades focused almost exclusively on American kind of classic fiction, which is really limiting and really narrow. BookTube has kind of gotten me to break out of that. So if we're talking about continent of Africa, I would probably say, and I believe this gentleman has since immigrated away from Africa, but Ben Okri's short story collection, Stars of the New Curfew, I thought was really good. Had some inventive, great stories in it, and so that would be my choice for this. And hopefully I will expand my reading in this area, and not that there's anything wrong with Ben Okri's book, it's just that I'm choosing from a relatively limited number of books that I've read. Prompt number 4, what is your favorite black classic? My favorite black classic, and the one that it's difficult. I already mentioned the two. Beloved is, in my opinion, the greatest American novel produced in the 20th century. So if you're looking at it that way, that's my favorite. And Another Country by James Baldwin, I think, is just one of the most piercing, particularly the first part of the book and the last part of the book, one of the most piercing, clear-eyed views of race situations, race-related situations in the United States of America. And just completely blew me away with its power. Prompt number 5, which movie, book-to-movie adaptation, documentary would you recommend watching during Black History Month? I recently watched One Night in Miami, which I believe is a largely fictional discussion about the meetup of Muhammad Ali, Malcolm X, Sam Cooke, and Jim Brown, one of the greatest football players ever, all meeting in Miami on the night that Muhammad Ali defeated Sonny Liston for the heavyweight championship of the world. He was known as Cassius Clay at the time, and it brings them together in a hotel room. It's just a lot of talking, but I thought, even though I believe for the most part it's fictional, I thought that the way in which each one of those men's character was used to represent all the nuances and conflicts within the African American community, which are still carry on today, unfortunately, because of continued institutionalized racism. I just thought that was really great. If you haven't seen it, I think it's on Amazon Prime or Netflix. It was really good. What's your TBR for Black History Month? Well, I've talked about this before. I did finish Our Prison's Obsolete by Angela Davis. I finished Memorial Drive by, her last name is Trethewey. I just forgot her first name. I'm sorry. Her last name is Trethewey or Trethewey, which is a memoir, which I can't talk about because it's a BookTube prize book. I'm also currently buddy reading Cast by Isabel Wilkerson with Noel the Book Rook, and we're about halfway through. That's not a buddy read. That's not a BookTube prize book, so I'll say again, it's great. I want to continue and start. We Want Freedom by Mumia Abu-Jamal, which is about the Black history of the Black Panther Party. And then, if I have time, I want to get to Toni Morrison's A Mercy, a novel, or Salvage the Bones by Jesmyn Ward. That would be my Black History Month TBR at this point. And then prompt number 7, which new releases by Black writers are you looking forward to the most this year? I'm not really a new releases person, but I did see on Greg, his channel's called Supposedly Fun, that Colson Whitehead will have a new book coming out in September, which I believe is called Harlem Shuffle. Really like Colson Whitehead's 2 books I've read, Underground Railroad and The Nickel Boys, so I'm excited about that. That would be a new release that I am looking forward to. Anyway, I'm not going to tag anybody because this video's been going around. I didn't really have time to look to see who had and had not been tagged. If you want to do the tag, please do it. It's great, and it does help us to focus, and I think show how many of us support Black History Month here on BookTube. Anyway, look forward to your comments in the comment section below. As always, thank you for watching.